what is command parser, what is optimizer, and what is query executor. Do you know answers for these three? If you know that, then you are good to go to the next part of the video. If not, it is highly recommended to go and watch the previous sessions with clear explanation on architect. But if you are new to this channel, it is recommended to watch all the series of SQL DBA Job Ready Guidance Program. This is going to help you out a lot in your SQL DB career. So for this session, we are looking into the concept of SQL Server pages and the database architecture, database, what includes in the database. So to start with, this is the interface or graphical representation of the pages and the table. And if you see here, okay, so uh, friends, if you are coming to this channel for the first time, it is recommended to subscribe for valuable content for free. This is going to help you a lot as a SQL DBA. So let us look into the concept of what is a page. What is a page? What is a page in a notebook? What is the use or purpose of a page in a notebook? So the page in the notebook is used to write some data, so that when later if you want to check the data, we can open the book and we can read. The same way in SQL Server, the page will have data of from the database. So the table, the information in the table, the select query in the table will be fetched from the pages. So this is the reason I showed here table. In the table we have pages, and the data which is available on the pages will be fetched through the table. And here the interview question which we get here is, what is a page? This is a direct question, and here we are going mostly to look into theoretical concept, as we will not be able to look into internally. So what is a page? A page is a place where we can store the data of 8 KB, where the data of 8 KB is stored. Means that each page size is 8 KB. So then what is an extent? So extent means it is 8 continuous pages, means 8 continuous pages of which the size of the 8 continuous pages will be 64 KB, means that the size of the extent is 64 KB. So going to the types of extent, we have types of extent, which is one is mixed extent, one is uniform extent. So the interview question here is, what are the types of extent? There are two types of extent. One is mixed extent and uniform extent. As we know, extent means a combination of 8 pages with the size of 64 KB. The same way, mixed extent means the extent, the tables of the pages which are being used by different objects. Think that there are 8 pages, and 8 pages are having different types of data from table 2, table 1, table 3, and different objects are being saved in that combination of 8 pages. Then it is called as a mixed extent. But if we have 8 pages where the data of table 1 is being saved in all the 8 pages, then it is called as an uniform extent. Hope you are clear with these three questions. One is, what is a page? One is, what is an extent? And another one is, what are the types of extent? So as a next point, we will be going into the concept of database and database files architecture. Here, as you are seeing, SQL Server database consists of MDF, LDF, NDF. So these are the three files which SQL Server database consists. But mandatorily, the for as a mandatory for a SQL database to be available, it will have primary data file and log data file. So for having any database, we require two files. One is primary data file and secondary and log file. You can see here file type is rows, and this is a log. I'll execute, click on OK. I'm just trying and testing here, we'll go here. So I just created a database. You can see there are two types of files created. One is the master data file, and the another one is sorry So one is primary data file, another one is transaction log file. Means that once we create a database, these two files will be created in the background. So we are seeing this particular two database files, and to check the information of the files we can execute this query where we can see the where the files are getting stored. If you come here you can see the test and the test log. You can see the location of the files where the files are saved. So this is going to show you where the files are stored, which location it is stored. But what are these secondary files? Secondary files is also a type of data files, but it is called as next data file, means .ndf. If there is a situation that the primary data file .mdf is there on a drive and the drive got full, so if the drive got full, then database will not be operational. For that, if I can create a next data file in another drive, once the MDF is full, the data will be moved to the secondary data file, means next data file. So that database will be up and running without any problem. So secondary data file is an optional. As I showed you, for creating a database, we require a primary data file and log file. However, there is a chance of having multiple log files and multiple secondary data files, but there is no chance that you can create multiple MDF. Means that you will be having only one MDF, and you can have multiple NDF or multiple LDF or log data file. I will show you example how we can create multiple log files or multiple data files. I can create, if I go to file, if I click here, it is showing an option like file type. File type is rows, means data file. I have second data file, and I will give some name as second data file underscore test. Second data file means test database second data file. The same way I will create another one, another secondary log file. Here it is a data file. I'll create a secondary log file. So I'm just showing you how we can create the log files, secondary log file dot test. I added here. Then we need to execute a query. We need to click on OK. Then the executing, and we will see here which the database is. Second data file. You can see here created on 11, created here, where I'll refresh this one. So you can see here test log file. You are not able to see the proper format because the extension is not given properly. So we can update that. There is no problem on that. We can update that particular thing. So if we give here, well, we can try to we need to remove this. We can remove this particular thing also. Okay, so there is a dependency for that. Anyway, like we'll try to create another data file, another log file also. And if we see here, second test second, and you'll give name as the same here, wherein dot ndf, and you'll here as second log, and we can name it as dot ldf, and we'll click on create. It will execute, and we will see the information which is create second log file and second data file. So this is how the database files are managed. So out and out, if anyone asks you explain about the SQL Server database, you need to start with the basics of the primary data file, log file, creation of multiple log file, and creation of multiple secondary files. I hope this is very clear for you related to the pages, types of pages, extent, and the architecture of the SQL Server database, including the pages which are involved in this database. So I hope it will be clear to you. If not, please do comment on the video so that I'll review, and I'll try to create another video if possible, or else I'll reply to your comments. So thank you, friends. If you like the content, please don't forget to share, subscribe, and like, so that I can bring up valuable content of free, so that this will help you a lot to settle or to get a new IT job.